welcome to Swain County High School, the home of the Lady Devils, as we are here to bring you Swain High Maroon Lady Devils softball, the opening game of the 2026 season. And today, of course, it's always a great rivalry when we're playing that school from just up the road in Jackson County, the Smoky Mountain Mustangs. Talked to a lot of friends from Smoky Mountain down here. They had some parents come down, and glad to have them here at Swain County High School. And we're just about ready to get the first pitch underway. And there are some very familiar names out there. We're talking about Riley Rawls in the pitching circle. Carly Tisa-Teske behind the plate at catcher. Down at first base, we're going to have Aria Toinita down there, and that's going to be a new face down at first base. Hadley Schuler was at second base. She's back there again this year. We all know Kennedy Anthony is over at shortstop. Allie Stevenson back again at third base. In the outfield, we'll talk about that in just a minute, as we're just about ready to get things underway, and it's going to be Zai Balin leading off here for Smoky Mountain. She is their starting third baseman, and the first pitch is going to be in, and it's going to be a ball. As we have the officials here, they're ready to go, and so are we. The baseball guys are practicing next door. It's a very windy Friday afternoon, but hey, it's a beautiful day. Temperature was about 70 degrees when we got here this afternoon. Here's a foul ball out of play over on the right field side for a strike. On deck for the Smoky Mountain Mustangs is going to be Gracie Irons. She'll be starting at second base. And in the number 3 spot is going to be Juanita, who is going to be the pitcher this afternoon for the Mustangs. So there's a pitch high. Gets through for a ball. As again, the Mustangs and the Lady Devils are going head-to-head here. And nothing new there. We enjoy the rivalry. It's been going on for years, all the way back to the Silva Webster days. But now, of course, it's the Mustangs, and they're going to be wearing pretty much looks like solid black with some blue and white trim. Pitch just missing inside for a ball. So again, just underway here on the top of the first inning. Got some fans over on the left field bank, if you will, for the Lady Devils. Got a few in the outfield right behind the Swain County High School building, looking down on the softball field here. There's a swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike 2. I think that runs the count full now with nobody on and nobody out here. On deck, of course, is going to be Daisy Frizzell, followed by Carly Tisa-Teske and Hadley Schuler. That's going to be your batting order for the Lady Devils when we bat in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch high, and that's ball 3. My bad. Nope, that is ball 4, as I thought it would be. And that's going to be the first base runner today for the Mustangs of Smoky Mountain High School. Batting now is going to be Gracie Irons. Second baseman hitting in the number 2 spot. On deck is going to be Juanita, the pitcher. And those, again, are your top 3 batters. And the number 4 spot is going to be Caitlin Helt for the Mustangs. But we'll see if we can get the top 3 out. There's a swing and a miss for a foul ball on strike 1. Again by Gracie Irons, batting second and playing second for the Mustangs. They are coached by head coach Morgan Dillard, assisted by Rachel Nicholson. And man, they are opening up their season with a murderer's row of Smoky Mountain Conference teams. The Mustangs are here at Swain today. There's a pitch inside for a ball. Then they're going to be Monday at Murphy, and then next Thursday at Robbinsville. Those are the top 3 teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference, and Smoky Mountain is opening up with those top 3 teams. That is a tough schedule, ladies and gentlemen. Off speed, got a swing and a miss for a strike 2. Again to Gracie Irons with Juanita on deck. Juanita is going to be the starting pitcher this afternoon for the Mustangs in the circle, as Riley Rawls steps off the pitching rubber, now steps back on. That amazing right arm swing and a miss. And that should be out number 1 and strikeout number 1 for Riley Rawls. And I have a feeling it's going to be, we hope it's going to be many of those that we see this year. And talking about strikeouts, as Riley moves up the all-time strikeout list for Lady Devil softball, and that's a pretty impressive list. We have been blessed with so many pitchers who have been outstanding over the years, and Riley is right there among those as she begins her senior season here, and with one of the best catchers in the mountains, Carly Tisateski. Two seniors who are going to be leaders on this team, and I think will have very, very solid seasons. Again, Smoky Mountain. One down, one runner on, off speed, and for a strike. And right back to last year, if Riley Rawls has a pitch besides that blazing fastball, which a lot of batters like fastballs, but that off-speed pitch really, really just shakes a batter up. A lot of them have trouble with that off-speed. Pitch in, going to be fouled off behind the plate, out of play for 2 strikes now. And heading back to the batter's box is going to be El Juanita batting with 1 out. On deck is going to be Caitlin Helt. And in the number 5 spot is going to be Peyton Johnson if we get that far down the batting order for the Mustangs. Our Lady Devils are going to be wearing maroon jerseys with gray pants and gray socks out there today. Off speed, just missing for a ball. Down at first base, the leadoff batter is Zyla Balin. And most of her friends call her Zy. She led off with a walk to get things underway for Smoky Mountain here in the top of the first inning. Glad to have you watching and listening. There's another foul ball. This one again off the bat of El Juanita, the starting pitcher for Smoky Mountain, as she looks down at third base. Gets a sign from her coach and steps back in the batter's box here. You can hear kind of a breeze blowing here on this Friday afternoon. Riley Rawls looks in, gets the pitch, going to be in. That's going to be just missing for a strike. We've seen a couple of those very close to the plate that have been called balls here so far. And sometimes that's, it's the first game. Pitchers have to adjust to what the home plate umpire is calling. Pitch in, high pop-up. This one is going to be in play, but it's going to be not caught over there. It was right against the fence as you hear that wind crank up over there on the first base side. Literally right against the fence. Chasing it down over there was Aria Tonita, but that was a tough play. So a foul ball. The Lady Devils, the schedule is kind of fluid right now for Lady Devils softball. The game, I'm not sure, is going to be played next Tuesday at Cherokee. We do have a game scheduled next Wednesday. Here, there's a ground ball. Over to Kennedy, over to second, and on to first, double play. Bang, 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 as the Lady Devils get it done. Good job. Kennedy Anthony scooped it up, flipped it on over to Hadley Schuler, who fired out over to first base, and Aria Tonita. Double play, and the Lady Devils are out of the inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the first after this timeout.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program, as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this maroon machine running. Thank you.
Fans, welcome back. Well, actually, from the top to the bottom, this is my first softball broadcast of the year, so I'm still thinking about, third quarter, fourth quarter. No, we're not doing basketball. No, we're not doing football. We're doing softball. So it's top inning, bottom inning. Here we go. And in the top of the first inning, the Smoky Mountain Lady Mustangs got one base runner on, but a great double play in the infield, shortstop to second to first, ended that threat. And here we go. And it's going to be Riley Rawls and her big bat to go with her outstanding right arm is going to be leading off here for the Lady Devils at the plate. And the first pitch is going to be in for a ball. Pitching is going to be El Juanita for the Mustangs in the pitching circle. We'll get the rest of their infield defensively here in just a moment. But again, Juanita getting the signal, checking her pitching list on her forearm, and that's going to be in for a strike. Behind the plate here this afternoon is going to be Caitlin Helt for Smoky Mountain. At first base is Zayna Teague. At second base is going to be Gracie Irons. At third base is Aziley Balin. And at shortstop is going to be Grace Roth. In the outfield is going to be Corinne Poston in left field, Presley Crawford in right field, and in center field is going to be Peyton Johnson for the Mustangs. And again, they're coached by head coach Morgan Dillard and assisted by Rachel Nicholson. As we see the sun start to ease on down toward the horizon here on a really beautiful Friday afternoon. And again, Juanita taking a lot of time here on this next pitch in the circle. There's a hot shot that's going to be foul just off the bank in straightaway left field. That was a line drive over that fence off the bank. Well hit by Riley Rawls. On deck is going to be Daisy Frizzell in the number 2 spot. Carly Tisateski going to be batting third. Hadley Schuler, number 4 in the batting lineup for the Lady Devils. There's a hard shot, and that one is going to be a line drive all the way to the fence in left center field. Riley rounding second, and it's going to be going in with a stand-up double. What a way to start the season at the plate for Riley Rawls. She had that power last year. She had that outstanding batting average and is starting things off, obviously, with a bang with that double into left center field that, again, went all the way to the fence. And the grass is just a tad high, as it should be this time of the year, so it slowed it down just a little bit. And that's probably good for the batter. That's slow that ball down a little bit. And now batting is going to be Daisy Frizzell with Riley Rawls down at second base. Got a courtesy runner now as coming in is going to be Mackenzie Bird. So Mackenzie coming in for Riley down at now let's see. Mackenzie is going to go over and talk to Kinsey Eagleman, our assistant coach over at first base. Of course, Toby Burrell, head coach, associate head coach Kinsey Eagleman, and then we have great assistant coaches Robbie Brown, Amanda Carson, and Brandon Cutler for the Lady Devils. And we see Joanna McMahon over there at the dugout with her outstanding camera work. Just what a great job she does. So Daisy steps back in. And the pitch is going to be high. And again, down at second base as a courtesy runner is going to be Mackenzie Bird. We'll talk about our starters, but also some of our people who are not starting, but may see action today, like Mackenzie Bird, Jaden Smiley. There is a pop-up that's going to drop off the glove at second base. And Mackenzie rolling on down to third. The throw is going to be long. Mackenzie rounds third and comes into home. And the Lady Devils already with a 1-run lead. And now trotting on down to second base is going to be Daisy Frizzell. That was a really high pop-up, and we've talked about this in the past. The infielders and outfielders on the second base, first base, and right field side are going to be looking up into that sun. And it is tough if you're not used to it. And we saw that happen. And just as we say that, the second baseman, Gracie Irons, now gets sunglasses on, because I'm sure that really hurt her ability to catch the ball. It was very high, looking directly into the sun, and she was not able to get it. And that's why the Lady Devils have a 1-run lead and a runner at second now with no out. pardon me, I know our Lady Devils are used to this sun because we practice in it. But for visiting teams, again, in center field, right field, second base, first base, there's a swing and a miss. As Carly Tisateski is at the plate now. And Carly had a great year last year again. One of the top, I think there are 3 top catchers in the mountains. We'll talk more about that as the season goes on. And Carly, I think, is one of those top 3. There's a foul ball off her bat. Nobody out. Runner at second, 1-run lead. Hadley Schuler is going to be on deck for the Lady Devils, our second baseman. And the number 4 spot after her is going to be Aria Toinita. And I hope I said her name right. I met Aria earlier today, and a freshman for the Lady Devils. Glad to have her on this roster. There's a ground ball. Oh, boy, just foul right in front of head coach Toby Burrell down at third base. So between Coach Burrell and the third base bag, that one is going to be ruled foul. And then in the number 6 spot is going to be Kennedy Anthony, number 6 spot batting, number 6 in the field at shortstop, and she is outstanding. And what an arm, one of the best arms in the conference. She just has a rocket at shortstop. Then it's going to be Molly Woodard, number 7, Madeline Bird, number 8, Allie Stevenson, number 9, and Reese Ammons is going to be in right field at that flex position. Those are your starters today for the Lady Devils. Up 1-0. And again, Daisy Frizzell down at second base. And it looks like that's going to be strike number 3 on Carly. And the first strikeout of the day for pitcher El Juanita. Hadley Schuler batting now. Got a funny story about Hadley. The Lady Devil basketball team came up to play at Western Carolina University. I was up there doing PA, and I didn't think, but the roster I was given had her name spelled Hadler. So for about a quarter or so of that game, I was calling her Hadler Schuler. And then it just hit me all of a sudden. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Hadley from the Lady Devils softball team. So I told Hadley about it as the girls were going off at halftime, and we both got a chuckle out of it. And Hadley was very gracious not to hold that against me at the basketball tournament. 2 days of just back-to-back basketball up there. Our Lady Devils, of course, our boys team came up as well, and all the coaches. So good to see them there. But Hadley and I had a great chuckle about my misstep. There's a ground ball between third base and shortstop. Holding at second and holding at first now is going to be Hadley Schuler with a base hit, and Daisy Frizzell over at third base. Second base is open. I expect Hadley is going to be down there soon. With that base open and a runner at third base, nobody out, and the Lady Devils one out. That's right. I'm sorry. Carly Tisateski struck out just a moment ago. So 1 down and 1 run across the plate. And stepping in now for the Lady Devils is going to be Aria Toinita, a freshman, getting the start here, hitting in the number 5 spot. A freshman down at first base for the Lady Devils. Wind up and the pitch just missing outside and taken off on down to second base now. No throw, obviously. Hadley eases on into second base. Hadley is quick, so I know she can run, but she didn't have to on that one. As, again, Daisy is now at third. So runners in scoring position for Aria Toinita. Freshman first baseman on deck is going to be Kennedy Anthony, one of the seniors on this team. Pitch in low for a ball. We've seen several pitches low in that strike zone so far from El Juanita, the starting pitcher for Smoky Mountain. And let's see if that changes. Now the field umpire has moved over behind second base. There's a high fly. It's going to be at right field. Right fielder has it. And even looking into the sun, a good catch in right field, but the Lady Devils score a run. So Aria with an RBI on a fly to right field. 2 down now. But again, we saw the right fielder there, Presley Crawford, hold her glove up and block the sun because she is looking directly into the sun out there in right field. But a good play by her. Kennedy Anthony now batting with 2 out. And down at third base, Hadley Schuler. 2 runs in. Lady Devils with a 2-0 lead now. Pitch again low. This is going to be, and I know it's the first game of the season. This is non-conference play, but we always like to talk about how tough the Smoky Mountain Conference is in just about every sport imaginable. We know the football scenario, but it's going to, oh, there's a strike in, call strike. The softball scenario, I think, is going to be the same way. I really think our Lady Devils, Robbinsville, and Murphy, those are the top 3 teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference in softball, and they are between those 3. The Smoky Mountain Conference champion is going to come out of that trifecta. Here's a shot into right field. This was going to be dropping in for a base hit. Lady Devils have another run across the plate, and there's a big RBI for our senior shortstop, Kennedy Anthony. So a big base hit to get things going here, and Molly Woodard is going to be batting now. Molly, of course, a senior. We got a bunch of seniors on this team. Riley Rawls, Jaden Smiley, Ariel D. Hart, Carly Tisa Teske, Molly Woodard, Kennedy Anthony, as I just mentioned. So this is a real special team, I think, for head coach Toby Burrell and his staff. Coach Toby Burrell, I hope I'm correct, I think he said this was his 25th year of coaching Lady Devil softball, and man, there have been some outstanding years. We're going to be talking about that throughout this season on our broadcast as well. The great history of so many great years of conference championships, playing for state championships, playing down at Walnut Creek so many years back to back to back to back, and playing the best teams in the state. That was when we were 1A. Now we're 2A, but of course Murphy is 2A. Robbinsville is still going to be 1A. And I really think Robbinsville is going to dominate a lot of sports and won a classification in not only football, where they played for the 1A title and lost it this year, but I think they're going to do well in basketball, softball, wrestling, you name it. Again, at the plate with 2 out, Molly Woodard, our center fielder. Pitch high. So Anita has really stretched her strike zone. We've seen a lot of pitches low, below the knee. Now we're seeing some go high, especially on the fastball. That rising fastball just a little high now as Molly steps back in. Runner at first, 2 out. Pitch in. That one's going to be, no, that's going to be ball 4. So the walk given up, and now the Lady Devils with runners at first and second. Kennedy Anthony at second, down at first base, Molly Woodard. And now it's going to be at the plate here for the Lady Devils with 2 out. Stepping into the box is going to be Madeline Bird, our designated player. Some people call them the flex player. Some call them designated player. And the first pitch in for a ball. We were talking about some of our upperclassmen. Madeline is in that category, our senior, one of our seniors. But we have, I tell you, this program has been on solid ground for many, many, many years. Foul ball. Lady Devils with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Already just checking some baseball scores early this year in high school baseball play, which got underway this week. We've seen more than one 5-inning game because of the 10-run rule. If you're up by 10 runs after 5 innings, game over. The mercy rule, if you will. Pitch in. There's a high shot into center field, and it's going to drop in between the outfielders. Here comes 1 run across the plate. The throw coming into the outfield, doing a good job getting it back in quickly. Lady Devils with a run off the big base hit by Madeline Bird. So, again, a base hit and an RBI into right center field for Madeline Bird. Again, that dropped right in between the outfielders. Out in center field, Peyton Johnson and Presley Crawford in right field. That one dropping right in between them where nobody could really get to it. That's a solid base hit. Batting now is going to be our third baseman who had a real solid year last year, Allie Stevenson. Back again. Good to have, again, so many starters back off last year's team. Looking at the infield, I think the only new person is our first baseman, Ariette Toinita, over at first base. Everybody else is back. Digging in. Swing and a miss. Alley, big cut. We have runners on the corners at first and third, and already a 4-0 lead here in inning number 1. Lady Devil bats alive, and again, when you've got Riley Rawls on the pitching circle, it's going to be a good day. And pitch in, and that was a swing and a miss. Heading on down to second base now is going to be Madeline. So now runners at second and third. Coach Toby Burrell giving Madeline the sign as Allie steps back into the box. First base open. Swing and a miss. And that's going to leave a couple left on base, but the Lady Devils get it done here in the first inning with a quick 4-0 lead. And we'll be back as we go to the top of the second. It's Swain 4, Smoky Mountain 0 here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this Maroon machine running. Thank you.
Fans, welcome back. We've played one inning non-conference softball, but a great rivalry as always between Swain High and Smoky Mountain High School, just a few miles between the neighboring counties. And it's going to be the Mustangs batting here in the top of the second inning. We go to the cleanup batter. In the number 4 spot, it's going to be number 6, Caitlin Helt. Caitlin is the starting catcher for the Lady Mustangs. Swing and a miss from Riley Rawls. I got to give Riley a little grief here. She always reminds me of that day when I called her Naomi one day when we were playing Robbinsville. So that may be her nickname this year. I don't know, but we'll and there's a call the second strike on an off-speed pitch by Riley Rawls. So I better not give her too much grief. But I love picking on Riley Rawls, and she gives it back very, very well. She's got a great personality. Her and Carly Tisa-Teske and Hadley Schuler, some of the girls I've had a chance just to talk with. Some good bunch of players here for the Lady Devils, as are the Mustangs. Coach Morgan Dillard and Rachel Nicholson, really good people. Off speed, missing for a ball. So on deck behind Caitlin Helt, I want to say Holt, but it's Caitlin Helt, H-E-L-T, is going to be Peyton Johnson. And batting in the number 6 spot is going to be Zayna Teague, the starting first baseman for the Mustangs. Foul ball off the back fence. But now, and again, I say this looking down the road, but our next scheduled broadcast is going to be Wednesday, unless that changes. You know, weather changes things in softball and baseball more so than basketball and football. So just keep that in mind. But that's tentatively our next broadcast. Is going to be next Wednesday. We're going to be hosting Tuscola. And I'll talk more about that in just a minute. As Riley Rawls gets the the pitch call, the windup, and the throw, and that's going to be missing for a ball. But that's going to be strike 3, a very delayed. No, well, it is going to be ball 4. Delayed call there by the home plate umpire. So now trotting on down to first base is going to be Caitlin Helt. That is the second walk we've given up today. Batting now, Peyton Johnson, the center fielder for the Mustangs. Riley digging in. Pitch in, fastball right down the middle for a call strike. But I mentioned Tuscola. And this week, the Asheville Citizen-Times came out with their top 10 high school softball rankings in the mountains. And our Lady Devils are going to be playing a bunch of those teams. More on that in a moment. Riley with the windup and the throw. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Jumping off first base, but now getting back is going to be Helt. Matter of fact, Tuscola is ranked number 10 in that top 10 ranking. And in just a few days, as a matter of fact, scheduled March 12th at Inca, pitch high for a ball. We're going to be going to Inca the way the schedule looks right now. Inca, the number 1 team in the mountains. No surprise there. A 5A school, and their softball tradition is outstanding. They're going to be a tough team for anybody to beat from any level. So they're ranked number 1 right now. Off speed, and that's going to be in for a ball. Some of the other teams who are ranked in the top 10, Murphy is ranked number 9. Robbinsville is ranked number 4. And yes, our Lady Devils are ranked. We are ranked number 8. Now, I didn't say I agreed with that ranking, but that's the way it came out this week. Just wanted to pass along some, as we say sometimes, water cooler office talk as to how the Asheville Citizen ranked the softball teams. And again, that's basically the writer's opinion who wrote the article, and we respect that. But as I mentioned earlier, I really think, and that's kind of talks to that Swain, Robbinsville, and Murphy are going to be battling it out this year for the Smoky Mountain title. Riley with a windup. Pitch high. Oh, yeah, it's going to be ball 4. So now down at first base is going to be number 13, Peyton Johnson, as we have issued 2 consecutive walks. And so now Smoky Mountain making noise. 2 on, nobody out. And the number 6 batter is going to be Zayna Teague, the starting first baseman. So a big opportunity now for the Mustangs to get right back in this game. Pitch in for a strike. That low strike that Riley has is also difficult for the batters. That, and again, that off-speed pitch, I think, really sometimes handcuffs the hitters at the plate. On deck is going to be Presley Crawford for Smoky Mountain. Pitch in, missing for a ball. We appreciate you listening and watching in on the Maroon Devils Network, and we have a program called Let It Ride. It's only $5.99 a month. You basically subscribe, and you just let it ride all year long through all the sports, and it supports Maroon Devil athletics. Pitch outside for a ball. Of course, a lot of people do football, but hey, let it ride through basketball. Let it ride through softball and baseball that we're getting into now. We're going to have girls soccer coming up soon. So a lot of good reasons for less than a price of a fast food meal or even a burger these days. I tell you, fast food meals are not cheap anymore. So for $5.99 a month, join the Let It Ride program here on the Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're at one of the other schools, you can, if you can't make it over to some of the games, we're going to be having these on the Maroon Devils Network. Riley looking in with 2 on, nobody out. There's a foul ball off the back fence. And I know we're talking with Joe Holt, who does such a great job with the Maroon Devil Network broadcast we have. It's in the works to hopefully get some baseball games on. The baseball team is not playing today, by the way, but they are practicing. But we hope to get some baseball games on, some girls soccer coming up, and, of course, girls softball, Lady Devil softball here today in the season opener. So a lot of possibilities for you on the Let It Ride Maroon Devils Network subscription. We hope you'll join us. Riley looks in. And here is a shot that's going to be going Oh, just foul by a foot. Wow, that was just outside the right field line. Over there quickly for the Lady Devils was Reese Ammons, but that ball fell just foul. That could have been a run. Who knows? But for the Lady Devils, a good thing that was foul. So Reese now also looking into the sun as it's getting lower and somewhat even more into the eyes of center field, right field, second base, first base. Pitch in, ball high. Oh boy, we've got the bases loaded. The bases loaded on 3 consecutive walks here. And down at first base now is going to be Zayna Teague. We have given up 4 walks on the day. Batting now is going to be the number 7 hitter, right fielder Presley Crawford. On deck is going to be Corinne Poston, number 8 hitter, left fielder. And then we're going to have Grace Roth, the Mustang shortstop, number 9 hitter, coming up after that. Right now looks like the Lady Devils having a little, hey, let's get it together meeting out at the pitching circle. Just to kind of shake off a little bit of nerves, if you will. I know this is the season opener, and I think you see that some. First game of the year, we're playing somebody in a different color uniform besides the maroon and white people we practice with every day. So Kinsey Eagleman now heads off the field for the Lady Devils after having a brief, and I'm sure a lot of it is, some of it is too, is, okay, if the ball goes here, where are we going to bring it? If the ball goes here, where are we going to bring it? What are we going to do defensively? And we're seeing that right now. The entire infield is moving in. The infield is in tight. They want to play at the plate, obviously. That's what it looks like. Swing and a miss. Big strike from Riley Rawls. So a key situation here with bases loaded and nobody out. By the way, the music you're hearing in the background is over from the baseball diamond. The boys are over there practicing, and they like some music, and that's the music you're hearing. Pitch in for a strike. So 2 big strikes, a quick 0-2 count from the arm of Riley Rawls here. Of course, the Lady Devil defense and Riley Rawls would like to get 3 straight outs here with nobody scoring. Swing and a miss. There's 1 down. 3 straight strikes and 1 out now. And that's going to bring up Corinne Poston. That is the 2nd strikeout today for Riley Rawls. As Presley Crawford went down on 3 straight pitches. So now 1 down, bases still loaded. Corinne Poston, the batter. On deck is going to be Grace Roth, the shortstop for the Mustangs. And they're black with some blue and white trim. Their colors are normally silver and blue. There's a fake bunt. Ball is going to be high, and the runner was coming from third. And that's one of the reasons the infield is in tight. We've backed up just maybe a step. But first base and third base is in pretty close, looking for a potential bunt, which would force the runner at third to go, unless that bunt pops up in the air. You hear that wind blowing through. There's the attempted bunt again. Ball is going to be high. 2-0 count. So now the batter, Corinne Poston, comes over and has a word, looks like, with Rachel Nicholson, her assistant coach at first base. As they're strategizing a little bit here, if you will. There were 2. The bat came out like an attempted bunt, but both pitches were high. And that's probably by design from Riley Rawls and the Lady Devil coaches to avoid a good pitch to bunt. A high pitch is a tough pitch to deal with. That one in there, but it's going to be ball 3. So 3-0 count. Bases loaded. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure I remember Riley Rawls ever giving up 3 walks in a row. And that off-speed pitch is going to be in for a strike. Oh, the batter thought it was a ball and started to first base, but Corinne Poston comes back as it was a call strike. 3-1. Off-speed pitch getting in there. Again, bases loaded. Here comes the pitch, and there's going to be a ground ball that gets through. 1 run is in. Ball is into center field. Throw is going to be coming home, and it's going to be out at home plate. Great play from home plate to the catcher. Now we've got a run down, and there's the out at third base. So the Lady Devils, big defensive play. We give up a run, but we got some big outs right there as well. So outstanding defense. It was a base hit into center field. The ball came to home plate to cut off a run. Then the ball went down to third base to cut off another runner. And wow, what a great defensive play by the Lady Devils after that base hit off the bat of Corinne Poston. So a wild top of the second inning. But right now the score stands Swain 4, Smoky Mountain 1. We'll be back with the bottom of the second after this timeout. Fans, welcome back. We go to the bottom of the second after I tell you, our defense is looking great here. We got another big inning-ending defensive maneuver by the Lady Devils from center field to home plate to third base to get it done and get the Lady Devils out of that bases-loaded inning. But right now a 4-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the second. And let's see what our Lady Devils can do here with the bats in our hand. And it's going to be top of the lineup leading off. Riley Rawls led off last time with a big double all the way to the left center field fence. And we know she has an outstanding bat. Hey, that's why she's in that leadoff spot. A wide stance pitch is going to be high. And again, in the pitching circle, El Juanita, the pitcher for the Mustangs. And again, a 4-1 lead as we enter the bottom of the second inning. Riley Rawls, Daisy Frizzell, Carly Tisateski. 1-2-3. Off-speed pitch for a ball. Riley got a big double. Daisy got on with a single, kind of an error that she wound up at second base. Then Carly Tisateski struck out, but Hadley got a big base hit. More about that as we go down the order here on the bottom of the second. But we batted around. Pitch in for a strike. So 2 strikes on Riley Rawls, but the Lady Devils, again, batted around. All 9 batters at the plate last inning for that 4-run first. And then the Mustangs answered back in the top of the second. Got a run. Here's a foul ball. It's going to be out of play. That one way over off the driveway that comes over on that side of the Lady Devils softball field. Going to be out of play, obviously. But again, the Mustangs answered back and loaded up the bases in the second inning, but only got 1 run from all that effort. Rawls digging in here. Riley with the bat, and it's going to be low for a ball. Base is empty. Just underway. Bottom 2. Full count on Riley Rawls. Daisy on deck. Here's Here's another shot between shortstop and third that's going to be in. It's get by the left fielder. Riley rounds first, and it's going to be heading into second with a base hit, and that's going to wind up with a double here. Again, error out in left field. The ball got by for that extra base. But again, a ball that was well hit between shortstop and third for a solid base hit from Riley Rawls. Daisy Frizzell, again, hit that high pop-up that Smoky Mountain had trouble with the ball up in the air and looking into the sun out at second base. Now coming in with a base running courtesy runner is going to be Mackenzie Bird. And she's wearing number 3. Some of our folks over there in the dugout, Mackenzie Bird, Jaden Smiley, Ariel D. Hart, Emma Maney, and I'm going to hope I get this young lady's name right, Campbell Waganka. Number 20, a new member of our Lady Devil softball team, along with Addison Schuler and Emmy Lou Cutler. Some of the folks who are going to be a big part of this Lady Devil softball team. Pitch in for a ball to Daisy Frizzell. Carly Tisateski and a strong bat on deck. Again, this is the season opener. You know, we always look back to last year when we think, hey, everything's going to be the same as last year. This is a whole new year, even though a lot of the pieces of this Lady Devil puzzle are the same. There's an attempted bunt going to be, looks like, I couldn't tell if that hit the bat.
No, I think it hit the umpire.
Yeah, I think it hit the umpire's mask. So, but the umpire, I think, is okay. Looks like he shook it off as Daisy digs in on the left side of the plate. Pitch in and an attempted bunt, kind of a slap hit, if you will, but a strike. Again, McKenzie down at second base for Riley Rawls, who was already 2 for 2 to start the season with her bat. Juanita with a windup. Here's a foul ball that's going to be out of play behind home plate. By the way, one of the softballs that went over in the ditch a while ago was actually thrown back in. It's over there against the fence outside the Lady Devil dugout. So that was good of those fans because, hey, softballs cost money. And baseballs, and good to get those balls back because, yeah, that's money every time you lose one. Pitch high for a ball. Yeah, I was talking to some friends last night at a baseball outing, and they said, I'm not sure how many baseballs are in a bucket, but they said it was about $160 for a bucket of baseballs. Here's a pitch that gets through, and heading on down to third base is going to be Mackenzie Bird. Pitch that was kind of in the dirt from the right arm of El Juanita, and Caitlin Helt at the plate with a full count now on the batter as Daisy digs in. Again, Caitlin Helt behind the plate for the Mustangs at the catching spot. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 3. So that is the third strikeout on the day for Juanita, doing a good job in the circle for Smoky Mountain. And here is a bat that was outstanding last year, and I think it will be again this year. Carly Tisateski struck out her first time. Number 3 hitter for the Lady Devils, and Hadley Schuler is going to be on deck. Carly is a lot like Riley Rawls in the fact that both of them can hit the ball deep. And a lot of times they hit that line drive that is so hard to handle. Carly digs in. Lady Devils up 4-1, bottom of the second if you're just tuning in here on the Maroon Devils Network. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch got Carly just a little bit behind that pitch. But again, if things stand as they are, our next broadcast will be next Wednesday right here hosting Tuscola. Solid softball team. Foul ball off the bat of Carly. So 2 strikes. so many postseason awards for some of our players. Riley Rawls, Carly Tisa-Teske, we can go on and on. Kennedy Anthony, Hadley Schuler, Molly Woodard, some of these girls that had a really big year last year. There's a foul ball on third base side, not going to be caught over there by Isila Balin, third baseman for the Mustangs. Again, the sun is setting a little bit, taking a little bit of the glare off the infield, but it's still very much in the eyes of right field and center field. Here's the windup and the throw. This one is going to be another pop foul, no play. You can hear a lot of good noises coming out from the Maroon Devil baseball team. They're practicing right next door. So they're getting ready for their season opener as well. They're not playing today. There's a hard shot. That one is deep off the fence, almost over the fence. Rounding first, coming into second. And now heading into third, and unfortunately, and going to be safe at third. Wow. What an outstanding job by Carly Tisa-Teske. That ball was probably about 2 feet from going over the fence. It hit in the top of the fence in left center field. That ball was really hit. And Carly comes all the way around. And with that RBI, the Lady Devils are now up 5-1. So a big RBI for Carly. And man, that ball was really well hit. Carly down at third base now. Hadley Schuler is going to be hitting. Aria Toinita is going to be on deck here. Lady Devils getting it going again. 1 out. Runner on third, 1 run in. Pitch high for a ball. So many of these young ladies play multiple sports. We were talking about Hadley Schuler playing basketball. Carly, of course, on the basketball team. I think Riley played volleyball, and so many of these young ladies. There's another shot. That one's going to be into left center field. That one's going to be in for at least a single all the way to the fence. Now into second base with an RBI. Here comes the, getting jammed up, and unfortunately out between second and third was Hadley Schuler, but a big double with an RBI, and she just got jammed up there. Rounding second, started to third, and then the ball got in quickly, and she got jammed up and kind of lost her footing there, and I think fell and was going to be, and it is going to be out between second and third. So 2 down now. Now the base is empty, and it's going to be Aria Toinita. Pitch in for a strike. But the Lady Devils now with I think that scoreboard says 5, but I think it should be 6. I think, again, Hadley knocked in a run because Carly was over at third base. So an easy jaunt, if you will, from third to home on that shot to the fence in left center. Our Lady Devils have been really ripping up that left center gap over there today. Aria, last time up, fly to right field. Got a big RBI off that, though. Pitch in, ball is going to be through, but nobody on, no damage done. Base is empty. 6-1 lead for the Lady Devils with 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Glad to have you along. We hope you're going to be joining us on the Let It Ride Maroon Devil Network program, only $5.99 a month. Stay with us all year. Here's the windup. There's a foul ball out of play. A lot of sports still to come. We're just getting started with softball. Baseball is on the way. Girls soccer is on the way. And that's not even to think about some of the track and field events that are going to be coming up later on in the year. So there's always a lot of stuff going on here at Swain High. Pitch in for a ball from Tisa-Teske. No, I'm sorry, from Juanita. Juanita in the circle for the Smoky Mountain Mustangs. Pitch high for a ball. And that's going to be a free base for Hadley Schuler. No, correction, Aria Toinita, my bad. And that is only, let's see, that is only the second walk given up today for El Juanita, the Mustang pitcher. Kennedy Anthony, always dangerous at the plate. Pitch high for a ball. Aria jumps off first, now gets back. Kennedy Anthony, one of our senior leaders, shortstop, got a big base hit with an RBI last time. Molly Woodard is going to be on deck. Pitch in, just missing inside, and now the ball is dropped behind the home plate, so it's going to be Aria heading on down to second with a stolen base here somewhat. I don't know if you classify that a stolen base as the ball was dropped by the catcher, but hey, she's down at second. Kennedy digs in. You can hear the wind blowing. Pitch outside for a ball. Again, just a beautiful day here on February 27. It is still February. We have to keep reminding ourselves springtime isn't here yet, even though we want it to be. Here's a pop foul that could be caught. And the catcher, it hit her in the glove and popped off. So not going to be an out. And that happens a lot with catcher's mitts are a little bit different than your regular fielder's glove and a little harder to handle, because they have that extra padding in there for obvious reasons. All right, Aria Toinita at second. Kennedy Anthony batting. Kennedy, here's another ball well hit. It's going to be over the center fielder's head. One hop into the fence. Kennedy rounds first, comes into second with a stand-up double and a big RBI. The Lady Devils are getting it done. That's the second RBI of the day for Kennedy Anthony, and unofficially I think that should be a 7-1 Lady Devil lead now with Molly Woodard batting. And we have 2 outs, so the Lady Devils getting it done here with 2 out. Molly Woodard got on last time with a walk, and right now it's going to be a timeout on the field as the Mustangs want to talk it over as they are getting jammed up here again. The Lady Devils put 4 on the board in the bottom of the first, now 3 on the board here in the bottom of the second for a 7-1 lead. So, and again, I know it's only the second inning, and even with the mercy rule, you got to play 5, and a lot of things can happen in the next 3 innings. And hey, we still have 1 out left in this inning. So, again, that's the beauty of sports. You have no idea what's coming up next. And Joe Holt and I have seen about everything of one variety or another, whether it's in football, basketball, softball, baseball. And okay, Molly Woodard at the plate. Kennedy Anthony at second base, 2 out. Again, Molly walked last time. Pitch in for a strike. Kennedy Anthony, again, a good day at the plate. Already 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Carly Tisateski, big RBI. Hadley with an RBI. Madeline Bird with an RBI. So we're spreading the wealth around on RBIs. There's a bunt attempt foul. That's, I guess, looking at it from another angle, Riley Rawls, who is the leadoff hitter, doesn't get as many RBI chances because, hey, she's the first batter up so many times, and there is nobody on base. So, but I'm sure she'll get her share of ribbies before the year is over. But Riley, a big 2-for-2 day already. Pitch in for a ball to Molly. Yeah, Riley Rawls already 2 big doubles on the day. But the bats have been pretty hot today for the Lady Devils. Pitch in, and that's going to be another ball as Molly steps out of the batter's box, looks over to first base at associate head coach Kenzie Eagleman, assisted by Robbie Brown, Amanda Carson, Brandon Cutler, of course, head coach Toby Burrow. Year number 25, hard to believe. Pitch in the dirt Now down to second or third base easily is going to be Kennedy Anthony. That ball got through. So it should be a full count on Molly. As so many times you have to ask, is it a wild pitch? Is it a pass ball? Regardless, here we go. The pitch on the way from El Juanita, and that's going to be ball 4. So for the second time today, Molly is on with a walk. I guess officially she's 0 for 0, as walks don't count, but she's been on twice. And batting now is going to be Madeline Bird. Madeline last time got a big hit into right center field, right in that gap with an RBI off that base hit. And again, it's going to be a meeting in the pitching circle for Smoky Mountain, as they're talking things over in this 7-1 Lady Devil lead. Season opener for both teams. As we mentioned, boy, Smoky Mountain has a tough early season schedule. They're playing the top 3 teams on the Smoky Mountain Conference. As a matter of fact, they're here today. Monday, they're going to be at Murphy, and next Thursday, they're going to be at Robbinsville. And again, those are the top 3 teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference. We've had years where Hiwassee Dam has really been strong. They've had their moments in the sun in conference softball, but normally it's one of the 3 teams we just talked about, even though Hiwassee Dam has had some excellent teams in the past. Andrews, Cherokee, Rosman, Hayesville. Hayesville has had some good teams in the past as well. And right now, talking about the Smoky Mountain Conference, Hayesville, I really think the top 2 teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference in baseball are going to be Hayesville and Swain. Potentially Murphy in the top 3. And we're going to see a pitching change now for the Mustangs. Coming on to pitch now is going to be Zayna Teague. Zayna is the starting first baseman, but looks like she's going to be, she's warming up with some warm-up pitches. So she's going to be coming in relief. And I'm guessing that potentially El Juanita may be going over to first base. So they're going to switch positions, we think. And let's see, coming over to first base. Yep, it's going to be Juanita now at first base. And coming on to pitch is going to be Zayna Teague. So they just switched out positions, and we're ready to go. Pitch in, heading on down to second base easily is going to be Molly Woodard. So now the Lady Devils with runners at second and third. Kennedy over at third. Molly down at second. Madeline Bird at the plate. Got a big single and an RBI, as we mentioned last time. Drop that in right between right field and center field. 2 balls now quickly on Madeline. And again, 2 out. And again, a brand new pitcher, Zayna Teague, coming in for the Mustangs. And there's a swing and a miss. All the runners stay. Of course, now the runners are at second and third. The ball got by, but that's tough to score from third in fast pitch softball, even if the ball does get through the catcher. It's a big gamble. On deck is going to be Allie Stevenson here in the bottom of the second. There's a ground ball to second base on over to first, and that's going to be in time. So the Lady Devils leave a couple on base, but again, adding to the lead, it's 7-1 after we've played 2 complete innings. We'll be back with the top of the third after this timeout. Fans, welcome back. We have played two. It's 7-1. Lady Devils leading the Mustangs of Smoky Mountain High School. Now the Mustangs are at bat, and it's going to be, looks like Grace Roth, the starting shortstop. Her first time at bat today for the Mustangs here in the top of the third inning. Pitch in for a strike from Riley Rawls, charging from third. Expecting a bunt was Allie Stevenson. But the ball got through for a strike. Digging back in is going to be number 9 batter, Grace Roth, again, the shortstop for the Mustangs. And swing and a miss for a strike. And that's going to be strike number 3 and out number 1 for the Mustangs. So on the day, right now, 3 strikeouts already for Riley Rawls. And we go to the top of the lineup. And Isila Balin. I think the coach said usually they just call her Zy. And but she's stepping in. And she is the starting third baseman. Matter of fact, she led off for the Mustangs and got on with a walk her first time up. Riley Rawls digging in. Foul ball this time off the bat of Balin. Coming up next is going to be Gracie Irons, the second baseman, followed by El Juanita, who's now down at first base for Smoky Mountain. Mustangs have been on base. They loaded the bases, but it's been basically on some free passes. Oh, there's a shot right up the middle just as I said that. That one's going to go all the way to the fence in left center field. Rounding first and coming into second safely is going to be Isila Balin with a big double. That is the best hit of the day. So now Balin has a double. Gracie Irons has a double. And just looking at my unofficial stats, that's 1, 2, 3 hits on the day. So 3 hits on the day for the Mustangs. And so Balin is now safely in at second base, leading off here on the top of the third. No out. Pitch low in the strike zone for a ball. For 2 quick balls to Gracie Irons, who struck out last time. Starting second baseman for Smoky Mountain. Again on deck is going to be El Juanita. Runner at second. Pitch high for a ball. Yeah, that's boy, that was close. Breeze still blowing. Looks like the baseball boys have finished up their practice for the day. Things have gone silent over on the baseball field. Rawls with a windup and the pitch. Pitch high for a ball. That one definitely high. That's going to be ball 4. So Gracie Irons with a pass. And now the Mustangs starting to make noise again. Runners at first and second. And batting now again, same order but different position. El Juanita, the starting pitcher, now at first base, is still the third batter in the lineup. Off-speed pitch, going to be in for a ball. And Juanita, last time up, hit that ball into a double play, actually. Her first time up, that was back in the first inning. Hit a ground ball to the shortstop that was turned into a double play. On deck is going to be Caitlin Helt for the Mustangs. Riley Rawls looking in. Pitch in, fouled off. Again, Mustangs runners on first and second. But the Lady Devils with a 7-1 lead here in the top of the third. Sunshine against just keeps kind of drifting down toward the tree line, over toward Hazel Creek, if you will. There's a base hit. No, it's going to die. And, getting at first base. Good play. Really good play. That looked like a solid base hit, but a really good play by Hadley Schuler to come on over there at second base and just get that thing over to first base in time for the out of the batter. And now the runners moving up to second and third with one down. So two down now. And batting is going to be the cleanup batter, Caitlin Helt. Foul ball off her bat. Last time up, Caitlin got a base on balls for the Mustangs. So now the Mustangs, with a base hit, could put a couple of runs on the board. On deck behind Helt is going to be Peyton Johnson. But again, runners at second and third for the Mustangs, two down here in the top of the third, and the Lady Devils up 7-1. If you're just tuning in, another foul ball out of play. And you hear the wind. It's almost March. I guess March wind is kicking in a little early as you hear it on the microphone here. And but that's again, that's kind of par for the course this time of the year. March wind is starting a little early. Off-speed pitch in for a ball. Rawls getting the pitch call, the windup, and the throw. There's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be out number 3. That's a big strikeout for Riley Rawls as the Mustangs leave 2 stranded here in the top half of the third. So we go to the bottom half of inning number 3. Lady Devils on top 7-1. We'll be right back.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program, as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this Maroon machine running. Thank you.
Welcome back to Lady Devils softball here on the Maroon Devils Network as we enter the bottom of the third inning. Our Lady Devils on top right now 7-1. And we've got a new hitter, and it's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop on over to first base, and it's going to be out at first base. Coming off the bag, but doing a pretty good job over there was El Juanita. She came off the bag, but tagged the batter and the base runner, Emmylou Cutler, who was leading off for us here in the bottom of the third inning. So even though the throw was wide, pretty good play there by El Juanita at first. Leaving the bag, getting the throw from shortstop, and tagging the runner in the base path on the way to first base. So one down. Now it's back to the top of the lineup for the Lady Devils. One down. It's going to be Riley Rawls, 2 for 2 on the day. A couple of big doubles already to get things going here in the season opener. There's a hard shot right down the third baseline. That's going to be in for at least a base hit. And this one is going to be going outside the fence. That's a ground rule double, even though the left fielder charges through that gate. and gets the ball. That's a ground rule double. It got through the gate over in left field, and obviously that's a good rule, ground rule double. But what a day for Riley Rawls. 3 doubles and 3 times at bat. What a way to start the year. Daisy Frizzell is going to be batting now for the Lady Devils with now a courtesy runner down at second base. Mackenzie Bird has been there all 3 times today for Riley Rawls as a courtesy runner down at second base after 3 straight doubles. Daisy Frizzell in 2 times has a base hit and a strikeout last time. On deck will be Carly Tisateski. As again, that sun is getting lower, but more in the eyes of our broadcast camera and crew out here. We're just outside the right field fence. So again, our Lady Devils off to a good start so far, offensively and defensively, as Daisy gets back in the batter's box. Pitch high for a ball. Daisy, our starting left fielder. Talking about our outfield, we haven't talked much about them. In left field, Daisy Frizzell. In center field, Molly Woodard. And in right field, Reese Ammons, our starting outfielders here today for the Lady Devils in the season opener against the Mustangs. There's a ground ball foul on the first base side. But again, we'd like to invite you to join us next Wednesday, weather and schedule permitting. It's tentatively scheduled for broadcast next Wednesday as we host Tuscola. Tough team. This Lady Devil softball schedule has some of the best teams in the mountains on it. And there's a ground ball. Slow roller to second base, on to first. Oh, it's not in time. Oh, good hustle by Daisy Frizzell. But again, that was a tough play. It was played well at second base by Gracie Irons of Smoky Mountain, but it was rolling so slow. Good running by Daisy Frizzell to beat it out. That is an infield base hit because the second baseman did all she could. And again, fast running and slow rolling softball now has the Lady Devils runners on the corners at first and third, and the big bat of Carly Tisateski. First pitch in for a ball low. Last time, as we mentioned, Carly almost hit it out. It hit near the top of the fence in left center field for an RBI triple. Hadley is going to be on deck behind Carly. Pitch high for a ball. Runners starting to go. And I have a feeling Daisy Frizzell may go in a second anyway with second base open. And Mackenzie Bird down at third base over there with head coach Toby Burrell. The windup and the throw is pitches in the dirt, and now easing on to second base. No throw. Daisy gets down to second now with, again, that base open. Can't throw down to second with a runner looking at you from third base. Carly digs in. Pitch low for a ball. And that's going to be ball 4. So Carly is on with a walk now. The bases are loaded with Hadley Schuler coming up, and Hadley's had a perfect day. And let's see, we may have, Coach Toby Burrell talking to the umpire. We may have a change. Let's see. And I think maybe he's just going to have maybe a courtesy runner because Hadley is still with a bat in her hand. And, yep, we're going to have a courtesy runner for Carly. Coming on to run is going to be Addison Schuler, number 34. So here we go. Lady Devils, bases loaded. Hadley Schuler, a perfect day. Here's a ground ball to third. It's going to be a force out at home. On down to first base. I don't think not in time. They did get the force play at home, so the ground ball does prevent that run. So now Hadley down at first base. Bases are still loaded.
2 outs.
So now 2 down. But again, Lady Devils, bases loaded. Hard shot to shortstop, on to home, and the throw is way high. Not even close. The run scores. Wow. That throw was unless you're, standing on a ladder. That throw was probably 10 or 11 feet in the air. And that's going to be an error. Aria Toinita hitting that hard ground ball, getting on with an error. Actually, basically a fielder's choice, if you will. And now it's going to be Kennedy Anthony batting. So the Lady Devils again making noise here. Bases loaded. Kennedy, always a dangerous bat. Perfect on the day. 2 RBIs, a double, and a single in 2 times. Here's a shot up the middle, going to be in for a base hit. 1 run is in. Another run is rounding third and will score. So the Lady Devils 2 more runs in. And now everybody else advancing. All the way down at second is going to be Kennedy Anthony with another big base hit and 2 RBIs. And good running over there. I believe that's Addison Schuler rolling into third base. So now the Lady Devils, I believe, have a 10-1 lead here on the bottom of the 3rd inning, and still runners at second and third. So again, the bats have been working every inning for this Lady Devil softball team. At the plate is going to be Molly Woodard, who has been on twice with walks. 2 walks in a row. And if she walks here, that's going to load the bases again. So Molly with the first pitch in for a ball. There's a ground ball that gets by third base. Here comes another run rounding second. 2 more runs in. Lady Devils have 5 runs in here on the bottom of the 3rd inning. And now down at second base, again, a big hit for Molly Woodard. Big hit, 2 RBIs. And again, the RBIs have been really spread around. The Lady Devils doing a great job today with the bats. Stepping in is going to be Madeline Bird. Madeline on the day, a big RBI single her first time up at bat as she hit one into right center field. Last time up, grounded out to the infield. Here's a ground ball that's going to be a slow roller to shortstop. On over to first, and another high throw. Here comes another run rounding third. This is going to be a 6-run inning. And again, 2 big throwing errors by the Mustangs defensively to allow another run in. And basically, I know that was a slow roller. It was going to be a hard play at first, but that throw to first base, again, not even close, unfortunately, for the Mustangs. And Maddie Bird on with an error. And again, 2 or 3 throwing errors by the Mustang defense have really been costly because they have allowed runs to score. We saw that throw to home plate earlier that was really high. Now we see another one over to first base that was not on target. And I believe that makes it 13-1. Yeah, we've had had 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and now 6 in the third. 13-1, Lady Devils.
Two out.
And again, another big 2-out rally here. Lady Devils, man, I tell you what, up and down the lineup, their bats have been working. All right, after a quick meeting in the pitcher's circle now, Smoky Mountain ready to go again. They have 2 out, 1 runner on, second and third open. Second and third base open right now. And again, Zena Teague has come on to pitch. She was the starting first baseman, but she came on in relief of El Juanita here for the Mustangs. And now we're going to have another courtesy runner here.
Oh, yeah, Jack. Straps on it.
And that's going to be, I believe, number 20. That's going to be Campbell Wagenka. Again, I talked to that young lady before the game, and she was so courteous and nice, and she told me how to say her name correctly. At the plate now for the Lady Devils is going to be Emmylou Cutler, who grounded to shortstop last time. And again, on first base as a courtesy runner, Campbell Wagenka. She spells her last name W-E-G-E-N-K-A. Wagenka is how it's pronounced. And first name Campbell. Pitch high for a ball. Again, Emmylou Cutler at the plate, grounded to shortstop last time. Emmylou, a freshman. We have, let's see, 2 or 3 freshmen. Daisy Frizzell, Aria Toinita, and Emmylou Cutler, all freshmen, and unfortunately that's going to be out number 3. So, Lady Devils leave one on base, but man, they get the job done here with a 13-1 lead at the bottom of 3. We'll be back with the top of the 4th after this timeout. Back live on the Maroon Devil Network here on a Friday afternoon. Peyton Johnson will lead off here for the Smoky Mountain Mustangs in the top of the 4th inning. Peyton, first time up, got a base on balls. Peyton is the starting center fielder for the Mustangs. And pitch in, off-speed pitch in for a strike. Peyton hitting in the number 5 spot is going to be followed by Zayna Teague and Presley Crawford here in the top of the 4th inning. But right now, the Maroon Devils in the driver's seat, 13-1 lead. Pitch high for a ball from Riley Rawls, who has pitched the complete game here in the season opener for both teams. Now we understand there was a game scheduled on Tuesday at Cherokee. That may be open for change. There's going to be a strike 3. So Riley Rawls, another strikeout. As she got Peyton Johnson, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unofficial strikeouts on the day for Riley, as Caitlin Helt will now step into bat for the Mustangs. Caitlin has walked and struck out in 2 times. Riley Rawls, the windup and the throw. There's a ground ball right back to Riley, and easy. 1 pitch out, number 2. That one was quick, and that, by the way, that was Zayna Teague right there with that ground out. Batting for the Mustangs, Zayna Teague grounded out to the pitcher. So quickly. Now 2 out for Smoky Mountain here in the top of the 4th inning. Now stepping into the box is going to be Presley Crawford. And a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Presley struck out her last time, the starting right fielder for the Mustangs. And now the sun is pretty much not a factor for people in the outfield. A little bit in center field, but everybody else is pretty well, as the sun is now kind of getting down below the tree line. Another foul ball for a quick strike 2 with 2 out, nobody on. Here on the top of the 4th inning. Lady Devils right now are thinking, hey, we may get this one in 5. If you lead by 10 runs after your opposing team has batted 5 innings, it's done. The mercy rule, if you will, kind of like in high school football and basketball. Off-speed pitch, that's going to be strike 3. And wow, that was the fastest half inning we've had all day. 3 up and 3 down. Riley Rawls gets it done, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Lady Devils up 13-1. We'll be back. Fans, thanks for joining us. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here. The Lady Devils right now, again, in control with a 13-1 lead over the Smoky Mountain Mustangs. And let's see, we got a timeout on the field for something now. We see Associate Head Coach Kenzie Eagleman heading over to the dugout. Not sure what this is, but oh, I think I know. I think I think the umpire said, got to have your batting helmet on. Yeah. So the coaches got to have the helmets on when they're out there, not on the playing field, but kind of outside the playing field in foul territory, if you will. That's part of the playing field as well. But anyway, hey, we're ready to go. Riley Rawls digging in. What a day. 3 doubles and a 3-for-3 plate appearance. That pitch low in the dirt for a wild pitch. Daisy Frizzell on deck. Carly Tisateski in the 3 spot. So the top of the lineup here for our Lady Devils. And again, the top of this lineup has really hit the ball well. And again, Riley, 3-for-3, 3 straight doubles. And she likes the left side of the field. She has hit it in the gap in left center, down the left field line. She is, I guess, today has been kind of a pull hitter in a sense. Here's a ground ball foul. Good stop over there by Coach Toby Burrell. And hard to believe this is his 25th season. I think that's something to be proud of, and he has had so many great years we'll talk about later in the season. There's another ground ball down the left field line, and it's going to be another double for Riley Rawls. They're trying to pick the ball up and get it back into play, but 4 doubles in a row for Riley Rawls. 4 doubles and a 4-for-4 plate appearance. And that is just perfection from a leadoff batter. And now for the 4th time, she's going to be issued a courtesy runner, as you know. And coming on for the fourth time is Mackenzie Bird.
Does that mean she's batting 1,000?
So she's yes, Riley Rawls is batting 1,000 today. She has been on every time, and I think Mackenzie has scored just about every time as well in this courtesy run roll. Daisy Frizzell batting now. And again, the Lady Devils off to a good start here in this inning. No, check that. At the plate is going to be Addison Schuler. There's a ball well hit into right field. Off a couple of hops, right fielder bobbles the ball, but it's going to be a throw coming back in, and there is a run in and a big hit for Addison Schuler with an RBI single. So way to go, Addison. Her first plate appearance today. Just hit a nice floating single into right field. And an RBI with that single as well as Mackenzie Bird rolled in from second base. Now at the plate, here's a line shot at first, and that's a tough break for the Lady Devils because off the bat of Carly, that goes to first base, line shot, and just off the bag, unfortunately, Addison was a step or two off, and the first baseman just gloved it, stepped on the bag, bang, bang, double play. So again, good play down there by El Juanita, but that ball was hit straight to her. All she had to do was hold her glove up, step on the bag, 2 quick outs. So now bases empty, 2 down, and Hadley Schuler going to be at the plate. Hadley has had a perfect day as well. Doing a good day at job at the plate. That pitch in for a strike off speed. Aria Toinita is going to be on deck, our freshman first baseman. One of the new faces on this starting lineup, along with Daisy. So many of these folks are back from last year, and that bodes well, I think, in an always tough Smoky Mountain Conference softball schedule. Pitch low in the dirt for a ball. Again, 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th inning, but we have added 1 run thanks to that leadoff double by Riley Rawls. There's a high pop-up, going to be no play behind the plate. And again, a good RBI single from Addison Schuler that brought that run in. So the Lady Devils, can we do another 2-out rally? As this is Ariel Dehart at the plate, by the way, getting her first at bat for the Lady Devils. Ariel Dehart. So we've seen a couple of new bats here in this inning. Addison Schuler, Ariel Dehart now.
Full count.
And a full count on Ariel with 2 out. On deck, it looks like it's going to be Aria Toinita, one of our freshmen. There's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be out number 3. So a very quick 4th inning, the fastest inning of the day so far. 1 run for the Lady Devils, though. It's a 14-1 lead as we head to the top of the 5th, 3 outs away from a mercy run win. We'll see after this.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this maroon machine running. Thank you.
Here we go, top of the fifth inning. Lady Devils and the Mustangs of Smoky Mountain here on the top of the fifth. There's the bunt attempt on down to third base, and we can't handle it. And over at third base right now for the Lady Devils, again, that ball just kind of died in the dirt. It wasn't a bad play over there by our third baseman, and that's Emmylou Cutler over there right now. That ball just stopped. I mean, it was just basically that could be ruled an infield single with that bunt. And again, that was Corinne Poston for the Mustangs leading off here on the top of the fifth inning. Now batting is going to be looks like a new batter coming in. That's Grace Roth, the starting shortstop. Number 7, batting in the number 9 spot, struck out last time. And then we'll go back to the top of the lineup for the Mustangs with a runner on and nobody out, top 5. Fifth inning here, and again, the Lady Devils up 14-1. Here's another attempted bunt throw down to second, and it's going to be in time. That's an out at second base. Great throw from Carly Tisateski, covering the bag as always. Kennedy Anthony out number 1. And that's the first throwing out from Carly, throwing out a base runner at second base, but it was right on target to Kennedy, who was an outstanding shortstop. Now 1 out, nobody on. Top of the lineup, swing and a miss for a strike by Grace Roth. On deck will be Zyla Balin, the caller Zy. But unless the Mustangs score 4 more runs, this game is going to be over in 2 outs, 2 more outs with the 10-run mercy rule. Swing and a miss for a strike, and that's going to be out number 2. So quickly, Mustangs are down to their potential final out. And the top of the lineup, and it's been a good day for Zyla Balin. She got on with a walk her first time and got a big double last time up. Again, her teammates call her Zy. But another outstanding day for Lady Devil softball, 14-1 lead. A big day defensively and offensively. And there's a foul ball off the bat of Balin. Anytime you can hold a team to 1 run, you're getting it done with pitching and defense. And obviously 14 runs on the scoreboard says everything you want to know about the way your team is hitting the ball. And everybody got in on some of the fun today for the Lady Devils offensively. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And again, some of the highlights: Riley Rawls, 4 doubles. Daisy Frizzell with an RBI. Carly Tisateski, big triple and an RBI. Hadley Schuler, a couple of big hits and an RBI. Aria Toinita also had a big RBI and a fly ball to right field. There's a roller that's going to be foul on the third base side, so Balin is going to have to come back. Kennedy Anthony, a perfect day at the plate. 3 for 3. 4 RBIs. She had 2 base hits and a double, but again, 4 RBIs out of those 3 hits for Kennedy. Molly Woodard had a big 2 RBI double on the day. An RBI for Madeline Bird on the single into right center field. Addison Schuler got a base hit with an RBI. There's another foul ball off the top of the Smoky Mountain dugout. So many players have contributed offensively for the Maroon Devils, and again, defensively, some good plays. So 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. And now the sun has set over toward Hazel Creek. And the temperature, I think, Joe, might have dropped 10 degrees in the last hour. It feels that way when the sun goes down. It's still February. You can feel the cold coming on in a hurry. And it is doing just that. But pitch high for a ball from Riley Rawls. Again, we're going to be watching her progression up the strikeout ladder here at Swain County High School on the day. Unofficially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 strikeouts on the day for Riley. And again, only 1 run on the scoreboard. And there's a swing and a miss. And fans, that is the ball game. And the Lady Devils with a 5-inning mercy rule, a 14-1 win. We'll come back and talk some with head coach Toby Burrell when we come back right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Hi, everybody. Welcome back on the Maroon Devils Network. As you can see, the sun is down, but hey, some smiling faces here with Kennedy Anthony and Riley Rawls here post-game on the Maroon Devils Network. Kennedy, we'll start with you because Riley said go with you first. But two outstanding seniors on this team. Kennedy, how did it feel getting your first double play out there? You know, that flip over to second to Hadley on to first. It was really sweet to watch it.
Yeah, it was honestly a privilege. That doesn't happen much, and Hadley's she's really good, so.
Yeah, she is. Now, you had another good play over there. Our first throw down from Carly down to second base. You were covering, got the base runner. That had to feel pretty good because that doesn't happen much either, does it?
No, Hadley's normally the one that covers second, so it felt really nice.
Well, tell me, how does it feel just to get the win? 14-1, the season opener. This has got to feel a pretty good way to start the year.
Yeah, last year we didn't do too hot our first game at home. In this game, I feel like we have a lot of potential this season, and I think that we'll make it pretty far. So.
Yeah. Now, tell me if you agree. I think a lot of that is senior leadership, you and Riley and some other seniors that we're going to be talking throughout the year. I think that says a lot about this team with your senior leadership.
Yeah, from freshman year, we have really learned how to play more together, and I think that we are really strong together. So.
No doubt. Let's talk to Riley just a little bit. Riley, your first attempt this year in the pitching circle. Of course, you're going to have a lot of those. In the first game, does it feel different pitching the first game as it does, say, game 4 or 5? Do you feel a little more nerves, or do you feel different in game number 1?
Well, it's kind of different because we haven't played yet this season, so it's kind of not hard to get used to, but just a different feeling than just pitching at practice or something and you actually have a batter. So, but it feels good. I love being out here.
Hey, you pitched a great game, as you can see on the scoreboard. 1 run up there by the Mustangs. Had a couple of walks, but then your defense really had a couple of big plays. I know a throw back into the infield. Your defense really did the job, didn't they?
Yeah, we work on it all the time at practice, so I'm really glad that we could put it into play.
Yeah. But talking about offense, I mean, obviously Kennedy had a big day at the plate with RBIs. You had 4 doubles, and we were kind of joking about it that you don't get too many RBIs because you're leading off, but a great day at the plate hitting the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
so now next week, hey, we get into more play. I know this conference is going to be tough again. Murphy's going to be tough. Robbinsville's going to be tough. We play Tuscola. We play Inca, some of the best teams in the mountains. So obviously our schedule is no piece of cake, is it?
No, but I think we're working for it, and I think we have a good team this year. We have a good shot of winning.
I totally agree. Thanks, both of you ladies, talking to us here on Lady Devils Softball. We'll be back again next week. Thanks to Joe Holt and everybody for joining us here. Lady Devils with a big win, 14-1. See you next time here on MDN.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program, as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this maroon machine running. Thank you.